Thanks for coming back, YouTube. It's Robert Hall, and in today's video we're going to talk about some accessories for the Zhiyun Crane 2. So I've been working with the Zhiyun Crane 2 for a while now, and I'm really enjoying it. One of the questions I've been asked multiple times is why I would invest in the Zhiyun Crane 2, which has such a high payload and a high price tag, when I'm not really utilizing that entire payload with my camera and lens. And the answer to that is really simple. It's accessories. I knew that I wanted some breathing room in the payload of my gimbal because I wanted the ability to add on accessories or things on top of the camera. So today I want to talk about some of the accessories that I'm using. First up is the thing that I'm most excited about. It's the new follow focus system. The best thing about it is that this focus motor is only $129, making it far more attractive than that film power that I reviewed that was $600. Now, installing the follow focus system onto the Zhiyun Crane 2 is extremely simple. First, you have to attach the rod to the front. After that, you can put the motor onto the rod, and then from there you can line that up with the lens gear. Then you just plug in the micro USB cable from the focus motor to the Crane 2 and turn them on and you're good to go. Now that's the big key here, is it's plugging into the Crane 2, which means there is no latency whatsoever, and that focus wheel that is already on the Crane 2 can now be used to manually focus your lens. Now it has a lithium-ion internal battery, but if you're concerned at all about battery life, you can also plug in a second USB cable to the charge port on the Zhiyun Crane, plug that in, and then you're getting power from your Zhiyun Crane to the focus motor, so you never have to worry about that running out of power. And the battery life on the Zhiyun Crane 2 is just ridiculous, with like 18 hours. With just the standard batteries, you can get even higher capacity batteries for it to make it run even longer, so it's really not something you have to worry about losing power in a single day. The motor is also extremely light, so you don't have to worry about it impacting your balancing too much, and it's really not going to put you over the edge unless you were already really close to tipping the scale. Now, of course, I wish this could be handled internally. I wish I could just plug a USB into my Sony camera and then start focusing, but there's just simply not a good solution to that right now. So this is about as good as it gets as an alternative. Maybe in the future we'll see this built onto the Zhiyun Crane. Now, you do have to update the firmware on your Zhiyun Crane to make sure it's compatible with this, but beyond that, it is such a simple setup and I'm really enjoying using this device. All right, next up is the Crane 2 motion sensor remote control. This remote control is $149 and it has a few unique features. It connects via Bluetooth, so it has a really stable connection with very little latency, even better than the film power did using 2.4 gigahertz radio. And you do have the option to connect it via USB if you want absolutely no latency, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having a remote control. It has its own OLED display and it has the same configuration of the controls as the Zhiyun Crane does itself. Next, it has a focus wheel on it that is even better than the one that is on the Crane, just a much more tactile feel to it, and the outside has a texture which just feels really nice to hold and control. It also does have a marker disc on it so that you can mark specific focus positions if you're looking to rack focus between specific areas. Now, one really unique feature is its gravity mode. When you turn on gravity mode, your hand movements will actually control the tilt and pan of the gimbal. It's basically like using a Wii remote for controlling the head of your gimbal. Now, you can handle it freely, or you can use its clamp and rail system that is included. That will let you clamp it to pretty much anything, although it's designed for the telescoping monopod that Zhiyun offers. Now, this remote is also simple, connects easy, and does everything that it offers, but I do think that they missed a massive opportunity when designing it, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. Next, we have the dual handle for the Crane 2, and there's really not too much to talk about here. It's a $100 dual handle. This is a really simple product. All you do is attach the handles and then attach the main bar to the single handle of the Zhiyun Crane 2. Once you tighten everything down, it's nice and secure and you can use it with the dual handles. The dual handles each have a 1/4-20 thread on one end that you can mount an accessory to if you'd like. All I really have to say about the dual handle is that I actually prefer how Feiyutech handled the dual handle with their A2000. That's where the batteries go in this one. When you buy the kit, you do get 2 extra batteries. So now we're going to turn it on. All the controls are right here on the right side. On the Feiyutech, it actually attaches over the battery components, and then you have controls built into one handle, which I just thought was a far more intuitive design. I mean, you want your pan controls and such, and to give that up with a dual handle and have to finagle with the centerpiece as you're trying to hold it with 2 handles, Just not the best design. And going back to the remote control, here's where I think they missed a massive opportunity. The remote control should have included the mounting mechanics of one of the handles on the dual handle. How did nobody think of this? Imagine if you could take that remote control handle, slide it in place of one of the two handles, but then you would have all of your control, including focus and panning and tilting and changing modes. All of that would be built right in. To me, that would be the perfect dual handle system, and I'm really just shocked that they missed that one. Now, I did try to mount the remote directly onto one of those two handles to kind of simulate that, and it just doesn't work really well. I mean, the handle is now twice as thick and there's no way to comfortably hold it and use the focus wheel, and eventually the clamps start kind of sliding on you because it's just not designed to be used that way. So I really think Zhiyun needs to go back to the drawing board, make a remote version 2 designed as one of those secondary handles, and it'll just be a way better system overall. I want to talk about some alternatives for mounting external equipment. I picked up a couple of these small rig clamp and ball head systems, and they have just been priceless. Really simple, clamp on one head, then a little dual ball head system on the other so that you can position the plate for the 1/4-20 thread. So it's really nice for articulating and getting things into any position that you want. But they work especially great for gimbals because you can use them to attach a monitor, LED, or audio equipment. It adds a ton of flexibility rather than just being limited to those two 1/4-20 threads that are on each of the Zhiyun Crane 2's dual handles. And using them, you can build out your crane to handle whatever the heck you are shooting, although this gets heavy quick, so you better start working out. I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion on Zhiyun Crane 2 accessories. The accessories that I mentioned are applicable to a lot of different Zhiyun equipment, and the clamps are, applicable to anything you want to apply them to. I hope this video helped you out. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment below with any questions. Till next time, keep on shooting, YouTube.